India is all set to get its 15th president today. A total of 31 ballot boxes will be counted. Counting for votes begins at 11 a.m. at the Parliament House. NDA presidential candidate Draupadi Murmu is likely to sweep the polls. If that happens, she'll be the first president from the tribal community. She'll also be the first president from Odisha. Now, competing with her is the opposition's candidate Yashwant Sinha. Remember, he was once a part of the BJP for more than 2 decades. Now, the voting takes place on the 18th, took place already on the 18th of July. Next, we're going to show you very quickly reactions that are coming in from Murmu's own hometown. This is her brother. Take a look.
आपको तो कभी ये अंदाज नहीं होगा कि आपकी बहन एक दिन राष्ट्रपति बनेगी। अब जब बनने जा रही है तो क्या महसूस होता है आपको?
कभी हम नहीं सोचा था कि मेरे बहन राष्ट्रपति एक दिन बनेगा करके, लेकिन अभी तो बनने वाला है करके मैं भी सुन रहा तो हमको बहुत खुश है।
उनमें सबसे बड़ी खासियत क्या है?
उसका खासियत तो मतलब लोगों से मिलता जुलता है और ये जो जितना वो जो ये टाइम में काम किया हुआ है उसका चलते भी इसको 100 आदमी अच्छे सोच के मतलब 100 आदमी आता है कि उनसे बात करने के लिए। ये मतलब कोई भी बात हो जाएगा तो उससे पूछता है ये करने से कि क्या होगा नहीं होगा, उनको मतलब पूछने आ जाता है।
Numbers right now in the parliament stand heavily in favor of Murmu, with a number of allies like the AIADMK and a number of surprise parties also coming out in her support. Ahead of the declaration of the name of the 15th President of India, celebrations have already begun in Draupadi Murmu's home. My colleague Rupashri with more on this. Take a look.
We are in Rarangpur in the Mayurbhanj district of Odisha, and this is the place from where Draupadi Murmu actually started her political career as a councillor. If my camera person Guneet Singh can show you, the town is actually full of anticipation of a victory on the 21st. Laddus have been prepared and numberless of them actually have already been prepared, and people are ready to dish them out the moment the results come in. Not just that, mobile loudspeakers have been on the roads through the evening, essentially asking people to come and join in the victory procession once Murmu's results actually come in, or once the presidential polls results actually come in. द्रौपदी मुर्मू जी के बारे में थोड़ा सा बता दीजिए।
द्रौपदी मुर्मू जी मैडम, रायरंगपुर के लोग जिन्हें दीदी के नाम से पुकारते हैं, ये जीत सिर्फ दीदी की नहीं, ये पूरे रायरंगपुर की जीत हमें ऐसा फील हो रहा है। और जैसे दिवाली के समय मिठाइयाँ बनती हैं उस तरीके से मिठाई बन रही है। हमें इतनी खुशी महसूस हो रही है कि मतलब ये शब्द में मैं आपको बोल नहीं पा रहा हूँ।
द्रौपदी दीदी बहुत डाउन टू अर्थ है। जो भी उन प्रॉब्लम लेकर उनके पास जाने से वो हर प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करती हैं, और आप कितने सालों पहले भी अगर उनसे मिलें और बहुत दिन बाद वापस जाके मिलेंगे तो आपको रिकॉग्नाइज ज़रूर करेंगे।
All right, very quickly, before we move on from this story, we want to take you to quick profiles about both of the candidates. First, on one side, we have, as we've already discussed, Draupadi Murmu. She's the NDA's presidential pick. She's a 64-year-old leader from Odisha who began her career as a teacher. If elected, she will be the first tribal and the second woman to become the President of India if she takes the post. Take a deeper look at what her journey has been so far.
From the day the NDA picked her as the presidential nominee, Draupadi Murmu was the president in waiting.
श्रीमती द्रौपदी मुर्मू, इनको राष्ट्रपति का प्रत्याशी घोषित किया गया है एनडीए की तरफ से।
An announcement that did not come as much of a surprise, as in 2017 too, her name had figured in the NDA's shortlist for India's top constitutional office. Ram Nath Kovind had then emerged as the dark horse. With the numbers stacked overwhelmingly in the favor of the NDA, her election is high on symbolism and less about the numbers game. An election which is witnessing the changing political axis. A selection that has placed the opposition camp in a quandary. Uddhav Thackeray, forced by the Shiv Sena MPs, broke ranks from allies in Mahavikas Aghadi to back her. TDP's Chandrababu Naidu came out to even campaign for her in Andhra Pradesh. Jharkhand Mukti Morcha, India's only tribal party, had to support as well. After all, she had served as the governor of Jharkhand.
मेरे जो फैमिली बहुत गरीबी है, गरीबी थोड़ा मैं फाइनेंस सियाली उनको सपोर्ट करूं, इसीलिए थोड़ा पढ़ लिख के ऐसा बन जाऊं कि मुझे थोड़ा नौकरी मिल जाए. लेकिन मुझे पॉलिटिक्स में जाना, ये गवर्नर बनना, ये मैं कभी सोची नहीं थी.
64-year-old Draupadi Murmu, low profile and soft-spoken, has generally steered clear of controversy. She was also the only governor to complete a full term in office in Jharkhand, which has had 10 governments in its 2 decades of existence.
जो सेंट्रल ने हम मेरा बहन का नाम लिया ना, हम लोग बहुत खुश में, रायरंगपुर के बासिंदा सब खुश में है. आदिवासी महिला की पहले जो चुना गया ना, वही सबसे खुशी बात है.
पूरा रायरंगपुर के साथ ही उनका बहुत अच्छा संपर्क रहा है. सबका उन्होंने हमेशा साथ और सहयोग दिया और बहुत ही प्यार भरा संपर्क रहा है उनका सबों के साथ में. हमारे किसी भी प्रोग्राम में वो हमेशा आगे रहते थे और सबकी बातें सुनते थे.
तो काउंसिलर से होके विधायक भी बन गए. विधायक बन के वो बेस्ट अवार्ड भी उनको मिला है, नीलकंठ पुरस्कार मिला है उनको. उसके बाद वो मंत्री भी बने. सबका साथ मिल के काम करते हैं.
Born into a Santhali farmer's home in Uper Beda village of Mayurbhanj district, Murmu persisted with her studies even though she had to leave her village after class 7 in order to do so. With the help of relatives, she completed her schooling in Bhubaneswar and then joined Ramadevi Women's College. After her studies, Murmu got a job with the Odisha's Irrigation and Power Department. She, however, quit the job after she got married to Shyam Charan Murmu, a bank employee, and moved to Rairangpur, a town about 20 kilometers from her native village. She started teaching at the Sri Aurobindo Integral Education and Research Center in Rairangpur. It was here that her work with a Santhal organization, where she had enrolled in the 1990s, caught the attention of the BJP's Raj Kishore Das. Back then, it was a party that did not have much political influence in the state. Seeing potential in Murmu, he asked her to contest for councillor in the Rairangpur Notified Area Council. In 1997, she became councillor and later vice chairperson of the Rairangpur Corporation.
2000 में 97 5 साल का ये तो आप जानते हैं टर्म होता है, लेकिन बीच में मुझे जब जनरल इलेक्शन आ गया, मुझे 2000 में टिकट दिया गया. उन्होंने कहा आपको तो लड़ना है. मैंने बोला मेरे बच्चे छोटे छोटे हैं, मुझे ये तो काउंसिलर में थी, वाइस चेयरमैन थी, तो टाउन के अंदर मुझे घूमना पड़ता था. फिर अभी तो मुझे पूरा क्षेत्र में घूमना पड़ेगा, तो टाइम नहीं दे पाऊंगी. फिर मुझे थोड़ा, मैंने बोला ठीक है चलिए. बच्चे भी बोले ठीक है माँ, तुम लड़ना चाहती हो तो लड़ो.
She served twice as a BJP MLA in Odisha and also worked as a minister in the Naveen Patnaik government from the 2002 to 2004, when the BJP and Biju Janata Dal ran a coalition government. She was awarded the Neelkant Award for the Best Legislator by the Odisha Legislative Assembly. Draupadi Murmu's candidature signifies the BJP's efforts to bring the tribal and other marginalized communities to the mainstream. A convincing example of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. It's an outreach to the strong 10.42 crore scheduled tribes population of India, who are largely in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Jharkhand and Maharashtra and other states in Northeast. The BJP hopes the message of the first tribal woman president of India will help them expand their footprints in tribal belts across the country and earn immediate electoral dividend in the upcoming polls. The move comes ahead of assembly elections in Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh. The four states have 128 seats reserved for scheduled tribes, of which the BJP had won just 35 in the last assembly elections. The BJP is also hoping that her candidature will strengthen its political hold in Odisha and get a foothold in Jharkhand, where it lost the elections in 2019.
आज भी हम कहते हैं कि आदिवासियों में ओडिशा में संथाल प्रोग्रेसिव है, लेकिन इतना भी प्रोग्रेसिव नहीं है कि वो दूसरों के साथ कॉम्पीट कर पाए। इसीलिए और भी थोड़ा अभी भी फाउंडेशन स्टेज में है। आगे जाने के लिए महिला को और पुरुष को दोनों को आगे आना होगा, जैसे परिवार चलाने के लिए दोनों की आवश्यकता है।
If 2017 was about a Dalit president, 2022 is about the first tribal president and a second woman president of India. The choice of a woman is again a message by the Modi government that women remain the centerpiece of its policy. 21st July will see history unfold, and most politicians won't want to be on the wrong side of it. In New Delhi, this is Maria Shakil.
And on the other